Australia is the 14th largest economy in the world, and its citizens have been enjoying extremely high incomes for more than a century. One might ask, what is the nation's secret? Why it is one of the handful export-oriented economies that maintain its top position throughout the turbulent 20th century? Just take a look at the chart comparing GDP per capita in Australia, Germany, the UK, New Zealand, Indonesia, and India. On average, Australia is much richer than most Europeans in terms of nominal GDP per capita figures. Sydney is located astonishing 17,000 kilometers or 10,000 miles from London. 100 years ago, when Europe was much richer than the rest of the world and protectionist policies were still popular, 5 million Australians relied heavily on the British economy. Nevertheless, a lot has changed, except for one thing. Australia remains one of the happiest and wealthiest societies. The wealth and the high level of living continue to attract millions of migrants to the continent. Just take a look at the chart that demonstrates the number of foreign-born Australians. While England remains on the list, in recent decades the percentage of Asian migrants has been growing rapidly. Every year tens of thousands of migrants from India, China, the Philippines and Vietnam arrive to Australia. The nation was already among the richest in the world in the late 19th century due to extremely high agricultural export revenues. In the second half of the 20th century, the proximity to East Asia and the most crucial maritime routes boosted Australia's economic performance. Just 3 Asian countries, China, Japan and South Korea, account for more than a half of Australian exports that have also become much more diverse than 100 years ago. While agriculture and gold remain important factors that stand behind Australian prosperity, entirely new industries have rapidly developed since Asian countries became rich enough to import large quantities of a wide range of commodities. Mining can be called the cornerstone of the Australian well-being, as it brings most cash to this export-oriented economy. At the height of the mining boom, industry represented 8% of GDP. The only commodity on the list of the most crucial Australian exports that is not related to mining is beef. Australia is the second largest world producer of gold, 8th largest world producer of silver, the world's largest producer of iron ore, 3rd largest producer of uranium, and 5th largest world producer of salt. At the same time, the country does not produce enough oil to fuel its economy. Australia has long been reliant on imported crude oil. Although the manufacturing industry in Australia has declined from 30% of GDP in the middle of the 20th century to 12%, this lucky nation of just 26 million people is one of the very few in the world that can continue to rely on agriculture and mining exports, as the demand for these will continue to rise in neighboring Asian countries, where 4 billion people will need even more raw materials and food. Asia has a population density of 100 people per square kilometer, while in Australia the ratio is less than 4, second lowest in the world. While a small portion of Australian land can be used for efficient agriculture, its vast area has enormous natural resources. In short, it is the answer why Australia is destined to remain one of the richest nations in the world for decades to come. Please make sure to like this video and recommend the topic for next episode in the comment section.